Hi everybody, it's time for a brand new spinner battle as we head straight into election season, and this time it's going to be the 2024 general election spinner battle. And I've got a couple of new rules for this one, but if you've enjoyed the previous battles, I'm sure you're going to have a good time on this one. The real quick background is there's a million different ways I could have done this. There's a ton of different candidates I could have included, but I settled on these 7, and these are in chronological order of when they declared their candidacy. So the first one in this race was number 1, Donald Trump. Then number 2 is Libertarian candidate Chase Oliver. Number 3 is going to be Democrat turned independent Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Number 4 is the incumbent Democrat Joe Biden. Number 5 is the progressive independent Cornel West. Number 6 is Green Party candidate Jill Stein. And number 7 is Constitution Party candidate Randall Terry. So that's the lineup. I had to draw the line somewhere. I understand these candidates have various degrees of ballot access, and there's a lot of other more fringe third-party candidates I could have thrown into the mix, but after the two major parties, usually the Libertarians and Green Party are not far behind. But this time, of course, we have to include Kennedy as an independent. Cornel West has been in the news ever since he got into the race, so we're going to include him as well. And then the Constitution Party is kind of borderline, but I think they're more prominent than some of these other fringe third parties. It also balances out the ideological spectrum. West and Stein are going to be the progressives. Terry is probably going to be considered the most conservative, and I think it's a pretty good slate of views that are represented. Now, as I said, there's going to be 2 new rules just for this battle, but if you've never seen this before, the quick background is we use the Google spinner. We've got numbers 1 through 7, and we're going to spin for each state. Whoever's number it lands on, it gets those electoral votes. The order I fill out the states is going to be the same way I've done it since well over a year ago. It's a little random, but I'm going to keep it consistent. So here's where the changes come in. Normally, after all the spins, whoever has the lowest amount of electoral votes will be eliminated. But given this is special for the general election, you're going to need to finish on the bottom twice before you're eliminated. One loss will just give you an X, and you'll still be in this thing to keep on going. And the second change, which hopefully you'll think is neat, is going to be if you've taken your first loss and you subsequently finish in first place on the top, then that loss is going to be taken away. That, I think, could create some interesting dynamics as we get later on in the battle. And of course, if there's ever a tie on the bottom, we go to a spin-off just between those 2 numbers. We would do the same thing if we need to break a tie for the top. So that's the outline. I hate to go into so much exposition, but that's what we've got. This should hold us over for the next few months as we get closer to the general election. Hopefully you get just a little bit of entertainment out of this as a distraction from regular politics. So sit back and relax, put on some music, grab some Pop-Tarts, some Skittles, whatever is going to put you in the mood to see a lot of colors. Make your picks to win or to lose, however you want to do it. It's not for everybody, but those are the rules, and I think we're ready to finally get into the spins. So as always, the very first state is Alaska. They have 3 electoral votes, and we're going to get into the action, so let's do it. Here's spin number 1. And that's going to be number 1, Donald Trump. He's going to get the very first state in the very first round. Tons of spins to go. Let's go to Hawaii. 4 electoral votes. And we've got number 5. That's going to be Cornel West. He jumps into the lead. Let's go back up here to the Pacific Northwest. Washington State has 12 electoral votes. And Cornel West, he's going back to back already. Let's go to Oregon. 8 electoral votes. That's going to be number 7, Randall Terry. Next, it's California, 54 votes. That's a ton. It's almost a free pass to the next round. It's also going to be the home state for Kennedy and West. So let's give them out. Here comes the spin. And that's number 6. That's going to be Jill Stein. She surges into the lead. Let's go to Nevada. 6 electoral votes. That's number 7. That's going to go back to Randall Terry. How about Idaho, the gem state? They've got 4 EVs. And that's going to be 2 straight for Terry. He's got 3 states. Let's go to Utah, 6. The Beehive State is going to go to number 5. That's going to be Cornel West. Now we can go down to the Southwest, Arizona, the Grand Canyon State. 11 votes at stake. And those are coming to number 2, Chase Oliver, with his first electoral votes. Now we can go up to Montana, 4 EVs. Here comes the spin. And that's going to be back-to-back for Oliver. Wyoming is next. 3 electoral votes. And that's going to be DT, Donald Trump, with his second state. Next, Colorado. They've got 10 electoral votes. And that's going to be number 5, CW, Cornel West. New Mexico is next. The Land of Enchantment has 5 electoral votes, and that's going to be number 5. Cornell West again with another 5 EVs. Let's go to the Dakotas. North is first, 3 electoral votes. Number 7, Randall Terry's getting another state. How about South Dakota? Another 3 electoral votes, but that could be a game winner. Number 2, Chase Oliver. Next, Nebraska. First we do at large, 2 electoral votes. And we've got number 7. That's going to be Randall Terry of the Constitution Party. Now we can do Nebraska's first congressional district, just 1 electoral vote. Number 4, that's going to be JB, Joe Biden, with his very first electoral vote. So everybody in now except RFK. Let's go to Nebraska's second congressional district. 1 electoral vote again, and that's going to be number 1, Donald Trump. Next, Nebraska's third. Last vote for Nebraska. It's going to go to number 2, Chase Oliver. Next, we've got Kansas, 6 electoral votes. And that's going to go to number 3. Kennedy makes his entrance on round 1. Let's keep going to Oklahoma, lucky 7 electoral votes. The spinner says number 7. That is lucky. Randall Terry swiping 7 more. The next state is Texas. Huge cache of votes here, 40. On these big states, everybody looking for their number. Let's do it. Who's going to get them? Number 2, Chase Oliver. Next, Minnesota, 10 votes, 10,000 likes. Here's the spin. That's a 5. That's going to go to Cornell West. Next, we've got Iowa, 6. The Hawkeye State is going to go to number 5, West again. Next, Missouri, 10 votes. And that's number 4, Joe Biden, going into double digits. Next, Arkansas has 6 electoral votes. And we've got number 7. That's going to go to Randall Terry. How about Louisiana, down in the Gulf? 8 electoral votes. Coming to number 5. That's going to be Cornell West again. How about Wisconsin? 10 EVs. Here's the spin. And that's going to be number 6, Jill Stein, with only her second state. Illinois is the next spin. 19 votes. Here it is. Number 2, that's going to Chase Oliver, and Oliver now passes Stein for first place. Let's go to Michigan, 15 EVs. Here comes the spin. We've got number 2, that's going to go again to Oliver. Indiana has another 11 sitting on the table. And those are going to number 6, Jill Stein. Next, Kentucky, the Bluegrass State. They've got 8 EVs. That's a 2. That's going to go to Oliver, and he's over 100. Let's go to Tennessee. Another 11. Who wants them? Number 5, Cornell West. How about Mississippi? 6 EVs. We've got another one for Cornell West. He's gone back-to-back 4 times so far. Next door in Alabama, it's 9 votes at stake. And that's going to be another one for Chase Oliver. Next, it's Florida, 30 EVs, Trump's home state, and right now he's actually just 1 ahead of RFK Jr. And if you look at the rest of these totals, the 3 biggest names, Trump, Kennedy, and Biden, are all way, way behind the third-party candidates. Let's see what the spinner has to say. Here it is. That's going to go to Chase Oliver again. Next is actually Chase Oliver's home state of Georgia, 16 votes. Let's do it. Here it is, and look at that. Chase Oliver dominating here, wins his home state, and he's way out in front. Let's go to South Carolina, 9 votes. The Palmetto State is going to go to number 1, and that's going to be Donald Trump. He's now into double digits. North Carolina's next, 16 votes. And that's going to be number 6, JS. That's Jill Stein. Next, Ohio. We jump up here, and they've got 17 electoral votes. That's why I normally fill out the map, and that's going to go to number 7. That's going to be Randall Terry. I should have mentioned Terry's home state is going to be Tennessee. He did not win it. But let's go next door here to the Mountain State, West Virginia. 4 EVs. That's going to go to number 1. That's going to be Trump. Next, we jump up to the northeast corner. Maine at large has 2 electoral votes. And they're coming to number 7. That's going to be RT Randall Terry. Next, Maine's 1st congressional district. Just one electoral vote. And that's also going to Terry. Let's finish out Maine in the 2nd congressional district. And that's a 3. That's going to go to Kennedy. And so far, the big names continue to be very quiet. Let's go next door to New Hampshire. 4 EVs. And that's going to be Cornell West snagging 4 more. Vermont is next. 3 votes. Here's the spin. That's a 1, and that's going to go to Trump. Next, New York, 28 votes. Huge spin. Kennedy right now is on the bottom with only 7. Biden is right behind with 11. Still time left. Let's do the spin for the Empire State. Here it is. That's a 2. That's going to go to Chase Oliver, who did not need any of these, but now he's at 184. Extremely dominant performance in a 7-way race. Let's go to Massachusetts. That's going to be Jill Stein's home state. 11 votes. Here comes the spin. And it's West, number 5. We've got Oliver and West winning an absolute ton of states. Let's go south to Connecticut. They've got another lucky 7. And that's number 7 again. That's going to go to Randall Terry. Let's go to Rhode Island. 4 votes. And we've got number 2. That's going to be Chase Oliver yet again. How about the Garden State? How about New Jersey? 14 votes. Here comes the spin. And the spinner says 7, and we're going to give those to Randall Terry. Now we've got Biden's home state of Delaware. 3 EVs. Here comes the spin. It's not going to Biden, it's going to Cornell West. How about Maryland? Has 10 more. The old line state is going to go to number 3. That is Kennedy. Look at that. Right toward the end, he's snagging 10 more. And now Biden is actually on the bottom with only 11. Still time left. Let's do DC. 3 electoral votes. Here comes the spin. That's going to go back to Randall Terry. He snags the capital, DC. Next, we've got Pennsylvania, 19 votes. Biden has to put up a 4 on one of these 2 spins. Let's do the Keystone State. Here it is. Is it a 4? No, it's a 5. We've seen that a number of times. Cornell West is going over 100. Last spin, it's Virginia, 13 EVs. If it's not a 4, Biden is actually going to be taking his first loss. But the good news for him is he's not going to be eliminated. So let's do VA. Here it is, final spin. Is it a 4? No, it's not. And who else is it going to be? None other than Chase Oliver, who completely dominated round 1, and he's over 200. One of the best performances we've ever seen in such a crowded field. This is absolutely lopsided. The winner is Chase Oliver, number 2 with 201. Second place is way down, but Cornell West still did extremely well. He's at 115. Third place, Jill Stein with 91. Randall Terry, who's almost a no-name candidate, is in 4th place with 80. Then way down at the bottom are the 3 biggest names. Donald Trump, only 23 electoral votes in 5th place. 6th place is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. with 17. And last place on the bottom is going to be Joe Biden. He cracked double digits, but not much more than that. He finishes with 11. So if this were the normal spinner battles, Biden would already be done. But he's going to take his first loss. If he takes another one, he's out. However, if he gets in 1st place on the next round or any other rounds after that, then we're going to wipe this loss off of his record. So crazy stuff here in round 1. You got to give it to Chase Oliver and Cornell West. They won probably almost half the states. So this time I know everybody's pick survived. But if you're hoping for Biden to go all the way, he's off to a rough start. We'll see what happens in round 2. That should be next week. But for now, let me know in the comments, what did you think about round 1? Hopefully you're good with these candidates and you're down for these new rules. Who's your pick to go all the way? Who are you rooting for or against? Let me know down below on your way out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to support the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.